Yep. That's cool.
Is that row 3 inside?
Yeah. Good.
That sounds kind of rough.
Yeah, that one doesn't sound the same.
I might have to pull that one apart. Hey, can you go check the rest of them?
There you can see the belt. He grabs the seed and takes it down to the row. Never too old to ride. Right, bud? I think I need to use those, bud. Hey everybody, it's Ryan and Rocket. Welcome back to How Farms Work. Today we are in the 4640 and Rocket and I are about to start harrowing. Dad is working ahead of us. He just got started working on what's going to be going into the bean ground with the VT. So we're going to be farming this farm a little different this year. For years we've been sticking with farming on strips. You guys have seen them in our previous videos. We've been adding them together gradually over the years. This farm we're going to start farming a little bit differently to try to get larger blocks to make it easier for the sprayer to get in and work. That's been a big complaint over the years with the strips, where the sprayers have a hard time getting into the strip and following the contour. So we combined several of the strips here at the farm to make it more 50-50. So we're still farming different sections instead of individual strips. We're still farming on the contour, but we're going to be farming in sections versus strips. So hopefully that'll help the sprayer do a better job and hopefully make it a little bit easier planting as well. We're not doing it on every farm. It's just something that we're doing here. We've been wanting to do it for a while. All of the strips that are here currently used to be half as small back when we were doing dairy, and we doubled them up, and now we're gonna farm this farm a little bit differently to try to maximize our time that we spend planting, harvesting, as well as efficiency with the sprayer being here, and hopefully have fewer divisions between crops. And what you'll get then hopefully is that you'll get higher yields because you'll have more of a homogeneous field where the crops have a better chance to get better yields out in the middle of it. So we farmed a couple of our farms in sections like this. We got rid of strips over the years, like down at British. We farmed that way back, even in the 40. We combined those while we were still doing dairy, I think. But it's worked pretty well down there yields wise, and we'd like to see this farm improved a little bit. One thing that we all really like about the strips is how pretty it is seeing the alternating crops. And we'll still have strips, just this farm is going to have sections on it. So that's why we're going to be going in a kind of a different direction when we're harrowing. But Dad's working down the ground ahead of me with the VT. Let's go check on him and see how he's doing. soybeans, we're doing just like we did with the oats, where we're hitting it with the VT. I'm coming through and harrowing it with the 46 and the first harrow, and then we're gonna seed into it. So Travis and I, we're just working on the planter, and we got the electronics all hooked up and everything looks good. So Andrew's gonna be down this afternoon, and they're gonna do a test run on the planter to make sure that it's actually gonna put the seeds in the ground. So we've got some seed left over from last year that we're gonna throw in it whenever Andrew gets here, if he comes today. I haven't heard as to what his schedule is like and if he can make it down. If not, we're gonna do that tomorrow. But we're not totally sure if we're gonna start planting yet tomorrow or the next day. Just kind of depends on the weather, the wind, how things look. It is very dry, as you can tell. It's been very, very cold, which is why we haven't even started planting yet, and today is May 2nd. So unfortunately we haven't gotten anything in the ground, but it's been way too cold. The ground temperature's not been optimal. I haven't checked to see what it actually is, but it's still been dipping down into the 30s at night, and after tonight we're supposed to have one more night where it's going to dip down to 30, and then the weather's going to straighten out and it's going to be 50 overnight for pretty much here on out. This is going to be bean on bean ground, and you guys might be able to look down and see that there's lines here from the contour. As much as I do really like the Earthmaster VT, it's not really meant or intended to throw or work dirt. So what we've gotten is, since we've been using it more for tillage than actual vertical tillage, is that as we've worked the ground along the contour, it's thrown the dirt up into ridges, which is very not optimal, especially when you're trying to have a year of beans. And it's so noticeable there because where it's darker here looking down the row is where the ridges are. Since Dad here especially had actually been VTing it this way instead of how the contour goes, he was working it down towards the bottom, and those ridges persisted. Now going over it with the harrow has helped significantly there, but you'd have to go over it several more times and it would work it down into a powder just to be able to get it even more flat. So the VT, not really an optimal tillage tool when it comes to working dirt, but it's amazing when using it for working up stalks in the fall. We'd like to get a soil finisher for working ground in the spring, and if/when we do that, we may go through and replace all the blades on the VT, and then it'll be used strictly for vertical tillage in the fall. You guys will never guess unless you read the title of this video, so you'll probably be able to guess how much they're willing to offer us for 30 acres off this farm. Well, the piece that they want to take is probably 30 acres square up here. When they first started coming around and talking about the solar project, they told us that they needed a way to combine the fields, to get from over there to the field just up over the hill. And they had threatened us with easements at the time if we didn't sign up for it. So they reassured me at the town hall meeting that there would not be an easement because they don't have that ability, because they're not a public company. And I think it was not too long ago that they just announced that the power company is buying them out, which they in fact do have easement power. So if us or the neighbors don't give in to whatever they're offering to pay, I could see them wanting to put an easement in, but that's just my theory. It is under a different name, so shell companies and whatnot, but my guess is that's why they're offering us so much money for this 30 acres up here, is because they want a way to combine the fields. And I don't know what that all entails, whether it would include a substation or what, But $2,600 an acre is what they're willing to pay on a yearly basis to lease that. Still not enough. They got a long way to go. I'm using my older drone since my newer one is getting repaired. And I was telling Travis earlier, I just got the cost to fix it back, and it was going to be $305. And the last time I sent it in and the last time I sent this one in, it was $305. I'm convinced that you could throw your drone into a blender, send it to these people, and they'll fix it for you for $305. Like, I'm pretty sure they just take it for parts and send you a new drone. Like, it has to be that. So my newer drone it was pretty bad because it's gone through multiple crashes. But I don't know. I really do like my older drone better than my newer one. I like the Phantom series. I don't really care for the Mavics. They're not as good for filming smoother video. I think that these ones do a much better job. We just finished harrowing here at the main farm, but that's going to be it for today. To my knowledge, Andrew did not show up, so I imagine we'll probably be seeing him tomorrow. So when we take the planter out for a test run, I'll be sure to get some footage of that for you guys. It should be interesting to see how it all works with the downforce and the electric drives and everything that we've added. So Rocket seemed to have a pretty good day, I would say. Seems like he's got a pretty big smile on his face from being able to ride in the tractor all day long. But I'm gonna pull this back over to the buildings and call it a day. So with that, thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to check out all of our other videos. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat. All How Farmers Work. And with that, I should see you guys Friday morning. Be sure to check back. See you then.